Okay.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday.
Ooh.
It looked like something. And you know, at this point, Kendrick, I'm just happy we both put the fans out. That's it. You know
I
what? That's the
know.
best we can hope for at this point.
Who even knows? Who even knows?
I missed you last week.
Missed you too.
I missed the whole thing. You were living your best life in New York.
Yes. A
And
good time was had.
I asked beforehand if I could tell this story
Yes.
because while Kendrick was in New York, I received officially my favorite text message I've ever received from Kendrick in all these years. And
If you
this was
listen to the podcast, then you know this is like a through line for us, y'all.
so this was sent at 10 p.m. my time, so that would have been
Like
1
midnight
a.m.
for me.
Yeah,
Oh
like
yeah,
1
1
a.m.
a.m.
Yeah, 1
Oh
a.m.
geez.
I woke up to this text. The text was, whole lot of cocaine usage in this gay bar bathroom.
I was quite alarmed. I said, "Woo!"
I loved the visual of you in a bathroom with people doing coke and being like, I need to text Emily this. This is
Yes.
I need an adult.
I was by myself because Tom was upstairs and all the other people. I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no. I was like, don't worry, don't mind me. Hold on, I'll be really quick. And one of them was so loud, they were like gonna alert security outside. So they were like shushing him because he was too loud. It was a mess. You can tell it was that point in the night. It was a mess.
It was because this was not their first time getting busted. Because usually,
right?
Because I've been kicked out of a gay bar bathroom for doing coke in it. I have.
Have you
absolutely done that? Because they don't want two people going in the stalls. And we were both so drunk. One of my gay guy and I, we were like, let's just go in the stall. No one will notice. Literally, we got in there and they immediately knocked on the door and were like, get out.
Oh, big cities too, like New York. I've been in like random places where like they will like flashlight under the star. They're like, "Oh, what's going on in here? What's going on?" I'm like, I am just peeing. Like it is okay. Like you don't have to worry about me, sir. It's okay.
But yes, I just the visual of Kendrick had also just sent me. Oh, by the way, happy birthday weekend, Max. I see Max saying it's his birthday weekend.
Birthday.
Hold on. What was I just gonna say? I got distracted by someone.
I sent you something.
Oh yeah, you sent me a meme it said, I don't care how much fun we're having, don't ever bring out cocaine.
Yeah. Because then it's time for me to call the Uber. I'm ready to go home. Okay. I don't want to impede on your fun, but I'm going to leave. I'm going to go home.
Oh,
I got things to watch. Okay?
Just love it. Just love the vision. And then when I text him the next day, like I'm dying, he goes, oh my God, I completely forgot I sent that. It was a mess.
Because that would have been a long day too. I don't know how in the world I was still awake at that time. I was like, boy, oh boy. So as soon as I hit this hotel bed, it is gonna be salvation.
Oh yeah, when you're out and drinking and you can stay up till hours you never knew were possible. But if you're ever at home, like it's like I would, not naturally stay up as late. But once you got it in you, especially if you've been day drinking.
Right.
Day drinking will fuck a bitch up. That's why I had to retire from Sunday WeHo, because Sundays, I'm not kidding, dude. It was because it's all about daytime drinking.
Mm-hmm.
But like something happens, you just forget that alcohol makes you drunk or something. You're like, no, it's not until later that it kicks in, but you're wasted.
And you know what it is? Because the crowd that loves to like daytime drink are usually like us and older. We're like, okay, let's get some stuff done. We can be home by the time the Real Housewives come on. Like this is a great, like we look a Sunday afternoon where you can start at 2 and end at 6. Oh, that's a good day. But then you realize you're like, yeah, I need an Uber. I can't drive home. This won't end well for me. So yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah, no, daytime drinking, it's a sneak attack.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it? It's sad when. It's not sad. It's a part of, well, not me saying it's a part of life, but when you realize, like, for the first time, you're like, oh, wow, This is like the third time me and my friends have planned daytime drinking instead of nighttime drinking.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
really hit that age, huh? And I had that realization one day. I was like, interesting. Wow.
I was doing the daytime drinking, honestly, into the nighttime drinking when I was in my 20s too.
I know that's right.
Yeah, like we would party in it's called Old Town Pasadena. So there's it's a whole long street full of shops and bars and whatever. So you could start here, get drunk here, like stumble to the next bar.
We love a bar crawl. We love a bar crawl.
Yeah, and it was like it was always happening. And then if you saw me at Wakano at 2 a.m. on a Sunday, I'm blacked out for sure, because I started at another restaurant for brunch and got bottomless mimosas. Ooh,
that'll do it. That'll do it. And then don't let it be one of the places where they offer you a variety of juices. It's like, okay, well, now I got to do this bucket with the with pineapple. I got to do this bucket with grapefruit. Like you gotta try the options. Okay, you gotta make it a Sunday. Yeah,
exactly. And once champagne gets in me, I'm like, oh, we can go forever, guys. We can go forever.
That's the thing. Whew.
That's the thing. All right. Well, let's start with, because we've been following the case. Let's start with the Diddy verdict. Now, look, I'm confused.
Okay.
How they were able to find him guilty of transporting prostitutes, but not guilty of the sex trafficking charges.
I wanted to hear someone break, like a legal expert, break that down, because I think that's what confused a lot of us. We're like, well, wait a minute. If he was transporting the prostitutes for the sake of sex, is it because they were willing participants? I don't know.
Exactly. It's got to be because they were willing participants,
right?
But I know a lot of people are arguing that the prosecution didn't do a good job laying out the case.
Yes.
But I feel like, and I can agree with that for sure. I feel like they took, prosecutions really need to get it together. They don't tell a good narrative.
Right.
Not, the defense is always going to be your storytellers. They're going to give you some theater, but prosecution, they just dial that shit in. Exactly. They're like, we got all the evidence. We're the prosecution. I'm like I look at the Karen Reed trial.
Exactly. Because the defense had us like, ooh, you know what?
Yes.
It is corruption. You know what? He did say that. Every time we like, you know what? I kind of believe you now. Okay. Especially because a defense attorney, they're going to give you a conspiracy. And we in America, we love a conspiracy. We like, wait a minute now. Okay, I think that happened to me too. You like, yep, I believe it. I believe it. I believe it.
Exactly. So yeah, so that I can agree. The prosecution, they get lazy. They just don't get into the mindset of a jury enough to think of how we should lay this out, because they focus so much on Cassie. And because there's all this evidence of Cassie seemingly willingly participating, because she's the one reaching out to the prostitutes and she's the one, all this kind of stuff. It was like, okay, but this is just, it sounds like a one-off situation, not an enterprise of, like, it's not like the mob, which is what the RICO charges are. And it's like, why did they go for RICO? Like, should they have even gone for that?
Right. See, I listened to I've been listening to like Ebony K. Williams. Her and Carlos K. been doing those recaps every week, and she's been like, since week one, she's been talking about how she feels like the prosecution is constantly focusing on the wrong thing, and she feels like they're constantly presenting so much like unnecessary stuff that the jury is easily gonna like lose focus, like they've lost the plot. And I'm like, I kind of agree, because like, why are we hearing from like random like sex workers about how like it was all just like, it's like, do I need to hear from him? Like, was Don Richard necessary? It was all so stupid. It's like, what are we doing?
This doesn't, we know, we believe that this was happening. You don't need to keep bringing one person up after another, because then the defense is just going to easily like talk about their lifestyle, their choices. I don't know. Like, I agree. We didn't need all of those witnesses. It's like they were just showing off. They were like, and we got someone else we can have talk too. We get it. Again, the prosecution aren't thinking about the mindset of the jury. They also kept talking about the baby oil. Always about the baby oil. We're like, we got it. Like, your charges are so intense, though. Like the whole racketeering, all that. That's a bit like, we have to really, honestly explain more why you guys think this is racketeering. Like, what is racketeering? And this is what Diddy was doing. I need like that was never mapped out enough. And it was just like up to us to be like, yeah, I mean, I guess when you put it all together, it is that.
I know they had to win mad like in the back office because they have such a high conviction rate.
I know
such a public trial like that. I mean, they didn't. Okay, they got 2 of the 5 convictions. Like, okay,
they got 2 of the 5. He still faces up to 20 years,
right?
Even though they're fucking celebrating like he's getting out tomorrow.
Exactly. I have to think, right? But speaking of that, I got to think that since the judge denied him bail and it's not until like October, I gotta think he's gonna do some hard time. Like,
I agree.
Well, hard, quote unquote, hard time. I have to think it's gonna be closer to 20 than it is to 0.
Agreed.
At least I have to think, because if you're saying like no bond, it's because didn't he say he thought he'd be a danger if he got out or something like that? So like I have to think that nothing's gonna change from now until October or September, whenever, that's gonna make him suddenly not a danger. I don't know.
Agreed. And I also am a little concerned because so many. Or did someone say something in the chat?
Kat Thomas. Well, we're all thinking in the back of our heads, even like no matter how it shakes out. She said, "I still think he's going to get a pardon." I honestly can believe it.
Well, like Trump, the fact that Trump even said it, he's like, "Oh yeah, I haven't thought about it. I love that Diddy guy." I'm like, "Well, you will do it then."
Exactly.
But I'm concerned because these witnesses that spoke at the trial are in danger.
Yes.
And you guys like prosecution, you guys expose them and promise that he would be going away and you guys, they would be safe. But now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm scared. Like Cassie, I'm actually like, I feel unsafe. But again, maybe let's go with he's not going to get pardoned.
Yeah.
And he will get 20 years.
Yeah. I have to think Cassie, honestly, I'm not as worried about, because I think we all will have such a hawk eye on her. If anything happens to her, we're all like, because Diddy really cares about like court of public opinion now. And so I think that she'll be okay. But the other people, like the assistants and like all those are the ones that like they need private security or something, because he's absolutely coming after them.
Also, that one of the Jane Does was still currently living in a place that Diddy was paying for.
Oh, girl. Oh.
That one really fucked them up, actually. I think that if they hadn't brought her up, I think that their case was weak with her, because she's still living in a house with him. It was very confusing. It's just like that one really threw things off. And so, but with Cassie, I just feel like we've not come far enough in this society to know that people, when they're in long-term abusive situations, will go along or be willing participants. I'm putting that in quotes. But they're not willing participants. It's the person abusing them that's committing the crimes. But the person who's the victim, I don't understand how that disconnect wasn't there. I'm like, you had sex worker after sex worker saying that Cassie would be like crying at some point, or saying she doesn't want to do it, or hearing him hit her. And like, she was clearly kept there by force.
Yep.
So I'm baffled. And there was a problem with one of the jurors at one point during their deliberations. And I also thought it was kind of weird the defense didn't bring up one witness.
That was crazy. But it makes you wonder, like, I wonder if they thought, well, bringing up anybody with such a poorly presented case might not even be the best. It honestly seems like now, like in hindsight, though, obviously, I don't know what they were thinking in the moment, but in hindsight, it almost seems like, well, the defense, like, I forgot who said it in the comments. Hold on. It was Jen Tree. She said Rico is so complicated, I think it may have gone over the jury's head. I think the defense probably clocked that immediately when they were like, okay, these people are not going to make any of these connections. At max, you might get a couple, like 1 or 2 guilties out of this, but you're not going to get Rico. And I think they were like, you know what? us presenting things that like their own witnesses were saying poorly is probably not going to help us. And I think they were like, you know what? Because I think that confused a lot of people too. And so I wonder if it confused the jury, if they were shocked by it. And like, I don't know. There's not a single witness.
I'm a little like, it just also makes me wonder like if Diddy got to one of the jurors somehow. Like it just wouldn't surprise me.
Let me tell you what and it's not just like this case specifically, it's any case. I hate when like the verdict has barely been read and then a juror pops out on CNN or whatever telling why they voted this way or why. That always seems so shady to me for some reason, because it's like you don't have any like you don't have any kind of like sensitivity towards this. You were clearly in this for the cash grab, and would you have gotten that had he been convicted of RICO? Or was it a case of, you know what, people are going to be wondering why we didn't vote for this, didn't vote for that, didn't vote for this. Now is my time to go do my circuit, because that one weirdo ass juror, he gave me vibes.
Yeah.
He gave me, I don't know. I hate hearing him talk. I hate hearing him like explain the side of the situation. I'm like, why are you so amped up to talk about this already? And literally a day, 24 hours hasn't even passed, and you're already out there telling like why it was just such a difficult decision to make. Shut up. You're already collected money off of this, you weirdo.
Yeah, I'm worried that there was some sort of tampering. Also, like because they didn't call a witness, it makes me think that even more. They're like, we don't need a witness.
Exactly. We got somebody in the pool, like literally like Gotham City. We already got somebody over there.
Yeah,
we already got somebody over there. Yep.
So we don't need to. We don't even. We rest our case.
Daredevil's Hell's Kitchen.
Because it's like, this is a big embarrassment for the New York prosecutors. Because remember when Jen Shaw on Salt Lake City was going up against them, and like that was one of the big things. They have like a 98% or whatever, some ridiculous.
It's crazy.
And when it's this public, like they get it's like, you know, that's about very much like the 90s trials, like OJ,
right.
You know, they like embarrassed the LAPD so bad because they're like, oh my god, or like all the LA prosecutors, like they looked so dumb.
Let me tell you,
the Menendez brothers got such a harsh treatment. Continue.
Do you know? I'm trying to think, because I think it's the same guy. But the guy that represented Diddy, wasn't he the one that represented Young Thug too? Or am I making that up?
What's his name? Because I feel like I saw a bunch of memes about one of the Diddy's lawyers, and I want to say that that's the lawyer they must have been talking about.
Oh, let's see. A lawyer free Young Thug. Now he's Brian Steele.
Yes, I saw the memes were about Brian Steele resting his, or like getting off in his second RICO charge or whatever it was.
Goodness.
The memes, yeah.
I mean, if that's the case, his price just went up.
Oh
boy. Hoo.
And it was probably already astronomical.
Exactly, because they were out for blood with Young Thug. Like they were out for blood. I mean, they should have been, but they were out for blood with Young Thug. So it's that price, man.
You know,
man.
I feel like the RICO charges are just never the way to go.
Right? I feel like everyone wants to like be the one that took down John Gotti, and it's like, is this a John Gotti? Is that kind of case though?
Yeah, like unless it is the mafia, if it's a jury trial, you're going to expect people to have to follow some stuff that's like, I think I get it. Like the way we were trying to explain it to each other, we just were a bunch of idiots. We're like, I think with RICO, it needs to be 3 of the items. Like we don't know. We can't.
Who knows? Who knows?
So if it's gonna be a jury trial, come on, people.
Literally, and it's actually crazy that they keep like trying to like make RICO a thing. I feel like everybody like wants to like etch their name out there, and I feel like nobody is taking account of like, it's very like today's society that you need to be like thinking about, because back in the 90s, I mean, people would gather around for like their 7 o'clock show because like they didn't watch TV from day up to day down. They weren't looking at their screens and things like that. You're in a society now where people's like attention span
Yeah.
is about this. If you send me a video that's over like a minute, I'm like, oh, I got to get to this later. I can't watch this right now. I'm doing things like I don't have the attention. No, I can't do that. And so you got a jury full of those kind of people.
Yep.
Trying to explain Rico to them, might not be the way to go. I don't know.
Especially when you're the way you open the whole thing is just showing Cassie. It's like it was Cassie forever, and so they're like, okay, I get that he's a bad guy, but again, what is Rico?
Right, exactly.
So
the point where like most people didn't know what he was on trial for. That's what's crazy. Everyone thought he was on trial for like assaulting Cassie. No charges have been filed for that. That's not what this is about. That was like supposed to get y'all to believe one of these other 5 things, one of these other 5 counts. That was just like ketchup on top of the hot dog, but no one knew what the hell the hot dog was. That's the problem.
Yes. So I'm embarrassed for them. Okay. And I'm telling prosecution, you guys need to pick it up. You need to start they don't think enough about the psyche of the jurors, as where a defense team has to, because they're trying to like change the direction of their minds, right? But like prosecution just throws shit up there, doesn't worry about the pizzazz. We need some theater. You need to get a little bit, like, I swear to God.
Truly, everyone needs a Johnny Cochran. You got to be able to tell a story. You got to be able to do like this, pull the glove. You got to look at that. Look at that. You got to be able to give us something, because in today's society, we need memeable moments. Okay, we need stuff that'll go viral, and y'all ain't giving us nothing to cling to. All we're gonna remember is the defense.
Thank you. That's the problem. So they're lazy. They're phoning it in. All right, we need to recast. We need to recast the prosecution.
Yeah. We'll be back for season 2.
Season 2, you better pick it up. You better get it together. Sheesh. All right, let's get off of that terribleness. I know you cover this show on your own show, but I'm curious. I haven't heard your thoughts fully. In a couple weeks on Love Island. USA specifically. In case you didn't, I probably not even spoke about it. I've been watching UK this season, Kendrick. And I think it's UK this season is amazing. It's funny. It's got a lot going on. USA, I watch it literally. I skip it to see what happens in the end, just so I know generally. But I don't enjoy. They all feel like they're there to make TV. They all feel like they are just waiting for their shot to be like the next, like the way the cast was last season. And like that Ace guy, he just feels like he's trying to produce. He's ruined the season.
They all feel like they're vying for the prize, and it's like Love Island didn't feel like y'all are actually like competing for money, because we, the viewing audience, always forget there's a cash prize at the end, and you should too. It's weird. They're like all like making sure they get rid of all of the actual connections on the show, and they've done like production stepping in so much with all these twists and turns, and oh my God, this you'll never guess, and the first time ever, and it's a lot happening.
Yeah, the way they overproduced Casa Amor.
Yeah.
Like that, it felt like they were punishing the Islanders that were there, because like they were they didn't like the whole Hutta Jeremiah like obsession, so they were trying to do things to like jam a wrench into the plan. But like, what was wrong with the Casa format before? Nothing. Like they should have just left that format as it was. It was too controlled.
And we're also getting ready to go into Casa on the UK.
I was also getting confused too, because I'm like, so what's they have to be single and then they get coupled up and then they come back and they're not. So what are you doing? Yeah. But so I've just been bummed. And then Shelly, I liked Shelly a lot, but then Shelly's very much giving me, I'm also doing this for TV now.
Everyone's self-producing. Yeah. Absolutely.
And I don't get what Shelly's even really mad at with that Chris guy. I'm like, or was that his name? The tall one? Chris?
Yeah.
And like, I don't care about any of them in terms of like connections they have. And then Olandria is so obsessed with Taylor, but God, Taylor is so boring.
He's the worst. Like there is nothing to be obsessed about with Taylor.
He is so lame. And it's so yeah, I think it's they really messed up their casting.
Yeah.
This season.
the Shelly thing, I didn't mind. Like, I didn't want people were being weird online, like wanting them to get voted off and like stuff like that. I'm like, okay, like she'll need to go home behind this because number one, I think Shelly was like really kind of calling Huda's bluff because Huda does a lot of like, I'm a girl's girl, I'm this, I'm that, but she crashes out every moment she gets about anybody like talking to someone she's interested in, or like stuff like that. And people are like, oh no, she's grown leaps and bounds throughout this season. I'm like, well, the season's been like 3 weeks, but I don't know how much like leaps and bounds she's grown. Maybe she hasn't like screamed every single moment, but I don't know if that's growth if she's still like falling out, having to apologize to somebody every single episode for something that she's doing. So it's all everything. I'm trying to think if there's anybody like a couple right now that I'm actually rooting for, and there isn't. And I feel like people want me like to say, oh, Amaya should win. Like Amaya's my favorite. I will say, like, I love Amaya, love her, but like even her, she's not in the couple I'm rooting for. I hate that Zach guy. He's weird. I don't like anything he got going on. He's that's like what's the guy, Miguel's friend that they put on the show. He's a weirdo. It makes me think Miguel's a fucking weirdo too. But they're all I'm not rooting for anybody.
Which one's Miguel?
Last season, he was the one that was
Miguel.
With,
yeah. Well, Miguel and Leah are the sexiest couple.
You know what? Okay, let me ask you a question. Because I go back and forth about this all the time. Do you think because they're all like still together, do you think all these couples, like I buy Cordell and I buy Serena. Everybody else, do you really think they're still like together, or are they like phoning it in for money?
I think that I do, but I have my instincts are terrible when it comes to relationships. So I'm under the impression, what I enjoyed so much, because I saw someone in the comments say, if I watch the show and not just the ending, I'll actually understand. Thanks, S.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I get that I could be watching the show. I've caught up. I've tried, but I don't like that Austin guy. I don't like his voice. I don't enjoy watching any part of this journey at all. I rewatched last season because I kind of forgot. I'm like, what even happened? Why did we like it so much?
Yeah.
And I think that Miguel and Leah seemed like they were really like into each other. And everyone else around them said they were like so good. I don't know. I think they're legit together. Janae, and I think that the spinoff looks like they're doing a lot of staged stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's that the trailer looks so weird. The trailer has Kaylor and what's her name and Liv.
Yeah, arguing about like makeup or
that
something.
Looks so fake. It looks like a really bad acting scene where she's like, "Why do I need to tell you I'm getting a spray tan?"
I don't know what it's gonna give.
And then like Janae and Kenny, like it's like, oh, we're not moving in together. I'm like, was this just for the show? Like, was that just like everything feels very structured, and it's kind of clear that maybe the producers of Love Island don't totally know how to just do like a docu-follow.
I don't even think it's the same people, because I think like wasn't there like some drama that like Leah refused to work with the producers, so like now
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like
was that real?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, and if y'all are Leah's super fans in the chat, I'm sorry, you're gonna be mad at me. Leah's fans are psychos, absolute psychos. And so they do this thing where like Leah will like say something like she doesn't like something and like that, and they go in attack mode. They tell people to unalive themselves, go do this, go like it feels like they're all like teenage, like prepubescent weirdos who have nothing else going on but to follow like their leader, and it's so weird. And so like I guess she had beef with these producers, and so she's like, well, if they're going to be doing it, then I'm not going to do it. But obviously she got the most followers last season, so it's like, oh well, we need her to do it. So I think it's a whole nother production team. So I don't know what they've produced before, but they're the ones behind this. And then the Love Island people are still doing Love Island, I guess.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think that's why Leah also hasn't done like After Sun or like anything like that this season too.
Oh, so she's a nightmare, Leah.
I mean, I don't want to say it.
Oh, Madison said Leah's tequila commercials are the worst, and I agree.
Oh, they're bad.
Oh, they're bad. Like I have to mute them. Because if they come up, I'm like, I can't hear it again. I can't hear that like monotone voice of hers. She's like, oh, I can't even do it. I can't even do it.
Her Austin from this season and whoever
Austin's
that girl
voice.
is that Austin is coupled up with, they all talk the exact same, and it dropped when they would show a scene of Austin and I want to say her name was Jaden, but I'd be lying sometime. I think Austin and Jaden, anytime they were in the scene together talking, I was like, there is no way they are not driving everybody in that villa absolutely insane. I don't know how anybody with a rational mind can sit and listen to this.
Voice. He's like, hey, so I was just wondering. Everything has a question mark. Hey, so I was just like thinking maybe we could like go hang out over there and like do this thing. I'm like, every single sentence is like that, dude.
Right. Right.
Oh my God, his voice is really grating. I have to. Okay, wait. What?
Oh, I was gonna say, Debbie in the comments said, "Am I the only person who thinks the women are all stunning and most of the men are just okay?"
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like that almost every season.
Every season, it's true. It's true. It's true. Every season, the women are like stunning, and you know, whatever.
The guys phoned it in.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. Damn it.
Oh no.
I forgot what I was. Oh no! Dang it! I forgot what I was going to say. It was gone.
Was it about Austin?
No, but it was someone said Olandria is so gorgeous, and I was like, yes. Even though she was being like so mean to Huda in that moment when they were doing the, I don't know, like the when they had to like read the cards that were addressed to them anonymously.
Oh my God, I've actually loved all of that.
Olandria's face was gorgeous in that scene. I was like, okay, just like. Frame this.
She got them cheekbones, them Cynthia Bailey's too, and she just looks when she you know, just them cheekbone right there. I was like, oh yeah, get this girl a modeling contract.
Oh yeah, her face is absurdly gorgeous. But Taylor sucks, and like Taylor and I don't even remember the other girl's name, the one he's with now. I'm like, yeah, fine, go ahead. Like,
yeah, Clark. I don't mind her at all. She seems so mature, like so grown. Like I like that about her, but I'm like, we got to get her away from Taylor. Like that's not okay. We need her to.
So boring.
He's such a loser. Like get out of here.
He doesn't do anything. He doesn't care enough. It's like, bro, like, are you gonna care more? However, again, I cannot express enough. UK this season is fantastic viewing.
You know, I was getting caught up because you know I've been gone, so obviously. I had to like prioritize all the shows. I'm like, okay, these people are harassing me on Threads. They say I got to catch up on USA so I can watch with them. So I'm like, I caught up on that first. I watched Atlanta today. I watched, started Squid Game. I'm mostly through that season. I've been trying to like prioritize everything. But yesterday, I had to run some errands, but I finally got to like put the day aside. And I started in the evening. And I watched had to be like 7 episodes. I'm still not fully caught up, but I watched like 6 or 7 episodes in a row. I was in bed kicking my feet the entire time. I was having such a great time. I was like, God, I always forget how much I love this show. And it feels like Love Island.
This is like quintessential Love Island.
Oh my God. The way they vote over there. Have I told you? You know, I'm obsessed with Tony and I love me some Shakira. But they say somebody in Threads told me, they were like, I love how much you love Tony, because they say the American viewers that watch obsessed with Tony, love Shakira, but the UK people hate both of them. And I'm like, oh, that explains some of these votes we're seeing. Because like I couldn't be more obsessed with, like, Tony is the one person that's going to tell you exactly how it is, and she keeps her foot on
I hate to break it to Kendrick. I'm sorry.
You hate her now?
I've turned on Tony. She's
oh my God, I love Tony.
I don't want to see her there anymore. I don't want to hear her bitchy voice. She's just bitchy all the time. She's always in a bad. Maybe you need to catch up. When you catch up further, maybe you'll see. Because I went from getting it to being like, okay, Tony, you're just giving me like MAGA energy.
No, I'm fully Team Tony, because Harrison is the biggest effing weirdo to ever come through this villa. Because why are you so committed to lying? People keep asking you point out questions and you just lie to them. So when you catch the wrath of somebody catching you in a lie, bitch, that's your fault, ho. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, I don't feel bad for Harrison at all. But I just, the way Tony is always mad, I'm like, I need her not to be American anymore. Shakira, I love Shakira. I think Shakira is great, and the whole thing with Harry, all that's fabulous. Love it. But Tony, it's just like she's always so mad, and I need a break from angry Americans.
I love her because I actually hate a lot of the other girls. Like Meg has been annoying me since
Oh,
episode 1.
Meg's accent drives me crazy. Everyone loves that damn accent. I hate that
No.
accent so much. It makes me crazy.
I know. It's her opening her mouth. I'm like, oh, okay, like let's stop this.
I know, dude. I know. But yeah, so anyway, UK's great. USA, I feel like they went and got people that already had such a big following that maybe were a little bit more like ready to come on this show and be like on this because they saw what happened last season with that cast. So they're like, oh, this is our chance. Like Ace just feels like he's truly there for TV. And he's such an asshole too. He's crazy mean. Like he needs to chill out.
It's all they're so weird. They can easily like turn this around because like next season, just like go back to like what made it great. Like it's okay. Like it's all Love Island like franchises have their bad seasons. Like it's okay.
True.
But they need to go back to finding these people that barely watch the show.
Yes.
Got 4,000 or 5,000 followers on Instagram that are super hot. Get them on there. Stop with the whole like we're making already famous people famous. It's all let's just go back to the basics because they're not focusing on like actually like letting these people build relationships, which is what part of the problem, which is why they're having to do all of this like neck breaking to figure stuff out now. But they need to like let them build relationships. They need to do the same messy stuff that they do on all the franchises to get them like more invested in other people. It's all just and stop letting the Islanders do all the votes. That's what's messing this show up because they keep voting off all the good couples so that they can be the ones that have a chance at winning. Like that's what's really stupid about it right now. Hate it.
Because I don't think I've ever noticed how much of a game, like a competition it was until this season.
Yeah.
You know, like Cordell says it perfectly when they do the finale last season. He's like, oh, I forgot this was something you win.
Right. Right.
And that's exactly what it should feel like. Because I was overthinking it in the shower because I was listening. I had Love Island UK playing to catch up. And I was like, what a weird concept for this show. Because like Harrison on UK is very much giving like, I'm just trying to stay on the show and I'm just don't want to get like voted off type of deal, whatever.
Right.
But I was like, what a concept. It's go and maybe fall in love. And if you convince the audience at home that you are in love enough, you will win money.
Right.
It's a crazy objective, but it's been like absurdly successful. So many big time, long-term relationships have come out of it because it really does. If you do it right, it like can test the relationship and do all sorts of stuff that one would never do in real life.
Exactly. It's not like The Bachelor where you see this person like once a week and it's like I've been thinking about you since last Thursday when we had the 3-minute long conversation. It was great. It's like, okay, are we what's happening here? Like you're not finding love right now. It's gonna end in divorce. It's okay. But you actually like it makes sense to like I understand why they move so fast in there because you literally spend all day with these people and you have nothing to do. You have a ping pong table. There's a pool.
Nothing to do. But there's no phones. Your phone has nothing on it. You can just take photos on it.
Right. And get a message like every like other Thursday. Like that's literally it.
Honestly, though. Yeah. Crazy. So, but you're right. Next season, like they need to get away from big people, like big followings. Like don't look.
Yeah.
It feels kind of like laziness on the producer's part.
Right. And you know what's crazy?
Going on looking for someone with a big following. They're like, there you go. There we go. You know?
And let's get away from that. Yeah.
Let's get away from that for sure.
You know what's crazy? I always say I wonder sometimes because people ask me, they're like, oh, I love Love Island USA. I see you watch UK. Should I start that? And I honestly don't know whether to tell them yes or no. Because if you fall in love with USA like the past two, like this season and last, UK is very different because they're produced like if you watch like American television, you watch television in the UK, they're both like gonna be the same show, but they're produced very differently. So if you like this production style, that UK honestly might not be your thing. It just might not be. It might be a lot slower than you're used to because you're used to every episode ending with like a cliffhanger bomb shit, like something that like is
a good point.
Oh my god, because it feels like
I wondered. I was like, what does make it different? But you're right. It's not.
It's just produced so differently, and so it for me, like people like us, we can appreciate like different like styles of television and stuff, but I don't always know whether to tell people start it, because I'm like, ooh, I don't know if you'll like it. Honestly, I don't know.
It's interesting.
It relies UK really relies on casting great people
Very
and personalities on the show, whereas like I feel like USA tries to cast hot people, and then it's like, oh, production will do the rest.
Yes, yes,
You know?
yes, very much that.
Yeah.
And UK last season, I didn't even finish it. It
got
the
worst shit in the world.
Yeah. So like it's not like UK is always the best by any means. Last season USA was great and UK wasn't good. So this season in particular, I hope they've learned their lesson over there. Because it's been a bit of a mess. And they had all these there was the N-word N-word scandal with one of the cast members of USA. What was her name? What was that chick's name that was like
Julissa,
something like that. She was like smuggled out in the middle of the night. No answer whatsoever. And she has left the building. I'm like, how? When?
That always cracks me up that they do that, because like Love Island is like, oh, y'all want an explanation? Guess what? You're not getting it.
You're not
they just like it. They drag their ass out the house. They're like, oh yeah, that person, they not there no more. It's okay. We're like, oh well.
But now there's a new one with Sierra on USA where she posted. It was a while ago, I guess, like 2015. I mean, they're young, so it couldn't be that long ago. And said something about, I don't want to say the actual slur, but something about her eyes, and it was an Asian slur. Is she Asian?
I want to say Latina.
Right. Okay. So no. Yeah. So not good. I'm like, what's the plan now?
So can I go on a quick like 2-second rant? I actually hate this particular. This is why fans sometimes annoy me so much. Because you didn't just find this out. Like someone had these screenshots in the back of their phone, but they liked Sierra on the show. And so they weren't going to drop it until people started, when people started calling her a mean girl bully on the show, then suddenly, let me drop this. Let me show y'all what she's been saying online. It's like, I hate that performative ally shit. Like, if you're gonna be someone that's like sticking up for a community, then if you want to drop it then. Don't wait until they piss you off and then try to like get clout and make it seem like you're this person that discovered, oh my God, look what she says about the Asian community and all like that. I don't buy it. I hate that.
I never even thought that it was timed for when they got annoyed with her on the show.
That's what it felt like to me, at least. Cause like, I feel like we didn't hear about this until like they started like turning against her on the actual show. Then I was like, oh,
we didn't hear about it at all.
Don't like that.
I know everyone loves Amaya, but she's to me just kind of, I don't connect with her. She just is very like, she's just kind of a lot for me. So maybe she's really young. That might also be part of it. I think that's what I feel weird when I watch it. I'm like, I am 40. Like maybe it's just sometimes that I'm not gonna understand.
Yeah, she's 25 years old. I had to look too. I'm like, how old
is she? She feels even younger than that.
I was about to say, and that feels older for some reason. Yeah. I was expecting 22.
Yeah, exactly. But she seems to be the sweetest one. Everyone's really rallying around her. And that feels very reality television-y, because when there's an outcast, like Gertie is a perfect example on Miami. Gertie is a lot. I'm doing a rewatch of Miami. That's why I'm like, it's fresh on my head. Gertie is like a lot. Like they're always kind of commenting because she's big and loud and like flamboyant with everything that she does, because that's just how she is. And Nicole,
she's a whole party planner. Yeah.
Nicole gets it. Nicole's like, that's just Gertie. But like, Alexia and them would always be like, she's just so loud. The audience wants to always rally to protect someone who's getting called like weird or too much or whatever. And so it's just like Amaya was being told by everyone that she was too much. And so when she had to then sit up there and read those cards and was crying and it was like, if you don't like my tea, you don't drink it or whatever. And it was just like, like that's like, we're going to love her now, you guys. Like you guys all fucked up. Just so you're clear, because when anytime you start to do that to someone on a show where there are cameras, we, the audience, feel protective of that person.
That's how I actually started. Like, because at first, Yasmin on UK, I had nothing for her. I'm like, girl, how you getting this damn? I'm like, how'd you get in this villa? I don't understand. But once all the girls just started like openly being nasty to her, I was and Tony had to like come in and like, kind of protect her. I was like, ooh, okay. I think I do like Yasmin because number one, I don't like Megan. I don't like Meg. Helena, you better not say shit else either because I barely like your ass. So it felt like the Mean Girl clique was really like going after her for doing what a bombshell is supposed to do. And I was like, ooh, I don't like that. So then I felt like I recognized, so I was like, ooh, do I actually like Yasmin or am I becoming protective of her because all these girls are like being openly mean girls to her? So it's one of those situations. Now I don't know, I mean, she ain't really did nothing to stand out. So I'm not Amaya. So I'm Yasmin ain't really did nothing to really stand out. So I think it is a situation where I felt protective over her because of the other girls. But it's one of those situations.
Yep. But yeah, flop for them. Watch UK.
Yes.
All right, moving on from that. Let's go to Atlanta. Oh, because I have been wanting to talk to you about Atlanta. So because we missed last week and the week before, I want to catch us up on episode 16 and then we'll go to the finale because I have some things I just wanted to like discuss about those things. First and foremost, Phaedra's son Dylan being a designer is the cutest freaking thing ever.
Love it.
Oh my God. And Aiden is like the money man trying to exploit him already. Yeah. And that's great.
Love it.
Wonderful. Okay, so this is the episode where while Kelly hosts an event at Williams Sonoma, that is also a cook-off with Charles.
Yes.
Which I was confused by, which kind of goes to what you were saying about how Charles likes to film. He is not
he's in it.
Filming, which kind of annoys me though, because he's also such a jerk to Angela. So I'm like, you want to be on this show looking like an asshole to your wife? Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
But then while that's happening, Britt invites Portia and Cynthia over to her house, which is not explained, but there's like a full-on tarp covering one of like the living room or something. I don't know, but it's like she kind of says something like, "Oh, it's under construction." I'm like, "Is it?"
She's like, "This is why I didn't want y'all here.
This is why I didn't want you guys here." This is like, what is going on? But what we hear about is the drama with the Glam Squad.
Yes.
So the drama is that in Nashville, Kelly thought Britt looked better than her.
So
she was like, they took too long on her, and by the time they got to me, kind of a thing. But I'm like, that's just unfair. Like, you can't compare those things.
And can I just say, both of y'all looked a mess. So I mean,
right? I wouldn't be bragging.
Right? I'm just saying, but okay.
But now here's my question. So Kelly says that Britt wanted her entire team, her videographer, her stylist, her makeup artist, and is that a little much?
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Because I'm guessing because when she says like videographer, I do see that Kelly posts those like after every episode. She does like those little things. She like shows off her outfit. She's walking in the room and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, does this person like follow you everywhere? Like, who is this person? Like, is that what's happening to make Instagram reels? I guess I don't know.
Right. So when she said, and also she has the restaurant, so maybe there's like.
That would make sense. Yeah.
I don't know, but that I do think that is a little much.
Yeah,
sure.
It definitely is.
But Britt really needs this meeting with Portia and Cynthia to go as bad as possible for Kelly. So she throws out, I mean, look, if I'm supposed to be holding down the side things that Shamia says when Portia's not around. And so now Portia's invested. And apparently Britt says she saw text messages that Portia sent her therapist.
I don't know. So were her and Shamia like having a conversation about what?
Thank you. I'm so confused. I'm like, so did Portia text, like screenshot her conversation with her therapist to Shamia?
Right.
And then Shamia shared that?
Or maybe they were maybe Portia was like debriefing Shamia about her session, and that's what she saw. I don't know. Britt is not a good. She can't tell a story to save her life.
She cannot tell a story. She really can't. No. You're right. Oh my God, that is a good read. She cannot tell a damn story.
I don't know. I don't know.
Meanwhile, at Kelly's event, some man with a tragic hairline suddenly appears in Angela's face and goes, "Can we talk off camera? It's important."
Squeeze me?
And he goes, "I don't think you know me, but I know your husband. He's come to our restaurant before. I just want to tell you some things you might not know."
What? Let me ask, how long have you been watching? Were you watching Married to Medicine like way back in the day?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember when I might have the events wrong, but Quad had like I want to say maybe it was like a picture perfect pup event where you remember she used to have that like random like fashion line for dogs. It was something like that.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And remember that guy, that was when she was beefing with Lisa Nicole.
Yes.
And like that guy like randomly popped up at her event and he was like, "I have something to tell you about one of your friends."
Oh, yes, yes,
like,
yes.
"What are you talking?" She said something real dramatic, like, "Now who are you, child?" And he was like,
yes.
And he's like, "I know your friend Lisa Nicole, and I've been sleeping with her husband." This is what that felt like to me. I'm like, "Ooh, this feels very like 10 years ago, Married to Medicine." I don't know what's happening right now, but
doesn't it also happen on Atlanta a couple times at least? Where where I feel like I'm seeing Candy out at dinner when someone just shows up and starts talking about the dessert lady or something.
Oh, the cookie lady. Oh, maybe. And I remember like when there's somewhere like I feel like Apollo's like now divorcing wife popped up at one of her events too, like talking about. I don't know.
Yeah,
y'all love a pop up in Atlanta.
It felt vintage.
Mm-hmm.
But it felt familiar at this. It was like,
yes,
we've done this. This
like,
is like old school. And this Marcus guy was, I mean, okay, we're going to get into like what actually happened. But Kelly goes over to that little group to be like, cheers, guys. Thanks for coming to the event. And Marcus goes, "Cheers if your name is Angela and your husband's cheating on you."
How random.
Well, so then, okay, Phaedra calls Portia. FaceTime.
She runs the call.
Okay, wait. You know what? We're gonna talk about what we think happened with Marcus after that. First, let's get into some other things that happened. Okay. Because I have a lot of questions that I need to run by you.
Okay.
At Phaedra's Black Glove shopping event at the Vault.
Yes.
Angela comes in and she says that she did her own research to find out who Marcus was.
Mm-hmm.
She says he was paid to be there. He did give us a description of the gentleman who paid him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's never followed up on, by the way.
Right.
Now, didn't she say in her confessional that they have people who care about them?
Yep.
And they went to speak to Marcus?
Yep.
But we see on camera in the next episode, it was her and Drew.
Yeah. So that's confusing.
Because then the producer's like, "Are you like talking about the mob?" And she goes, I'm not tied to the mob. We just are tied to people who care about us. You know how I get weird with people when they talk? Like I notice when their mouth gets weird. I do that all the time. Her mouth is weird in this particular confessional.
You think she's lying?
I do. I really like, there's just something very odd about the whole thing.
Yeah. It
okay?
is. Because I'm not sold. The way where we land in the finale, I'm not sold.
I'm not so okay. So but then Kelly and Brick get into it. Sure. I'm really loving Cynthia so much in these shows because Kelly goes, "I wonder who paid them. Maybe the people that didn't show up." And Cynthia's like so innocent. She goes, "Who didn't show up?"
Because it always feel like it's been a while since she's been around them. Because he's always like, "Now what happened, child? What did she say? Who did that?" I love it. She's the perfect friend of, honestly.
She is. She really is. But then this is okay. So I'm not on Britt's side ever, but when she goes, "You can address me. I know that's hard for you sometimes." And Kelly, in the most passive aggressive voice, goes, "It's not difficult."
Yeah.
And then Britt goes, you don't have to be passive aggressive. And she goes, I'm not passive. I'm aggressive. I'm like, I'm kind of with you, Britt, here. I've never seen you aggressive. You are literally passive aggressive all the time, and it's really annoying. But Cynthia's like, you guys, we can have that conversation later. She's trying so hard. She's like, oops, this is an event.
Literally a child's fashion show. Can we not?
Literally a child's fashion show. But then they start yelling at each other back and forth across the room about the glam squad. And then Kelly comes back and goes, you better talk to your pill popping roommate. And then Britt says, you want to talk about those abortions you had when you were married.
Goodness. I have to, when people do stuff like this, there's no way you were actually friends. Like there's always been like some level of like hatred or jealousy, like underlying, because if you are willing to go like that deep in your bag and like throw out abortion, I feel like that's not even like a real read, because it's like that's something like people are fighting for now. Like we don't even, it's not even like a legal right that people have anymore. So like saying like that was kind of that had been happening. So that was kind of a dense read for her. But like the pill popping and like all of this, I'm like, oh, y'all are
right.
Y'all are a lot. Goodness.
Right. Yeah. So that happens, and that's all because Britt didn't reach out to Kelly when she had court with her ex who was put in jail. Like it went so bad. And Kelly was very offended that she didn't hear from Britt at all. Even though I'm like, didn't you guys not leave it in a good place? I could have swore they left it in not a good place. So it's kind of like, I don't really understand what's happening here.
That comes up a lot on reality TV, because I feel like people always like will fall out with someone, but then like expect the best of them when they're in a bad situation. And on one hand, I get it, because it's like, why can't we put things to the side and like if I had a death in the family or like whatever, why can't you put all that aside and like send me a kind note or whatever? But also like, why would I expect that from you if we left it in such a nasty place the last time we talked? So I see both sides of it. I just never understand like why people are so shocked when someone they felt falling out with it's like, oh, I want to keep my distance.
It becomes like a test. But I'm like, it's a weird thing to be testing right now, because you guys are not in a good place.
That part.
You know?
That part.
Okay, but so now the finale. I have some questions about the finale.
Okay. I just watched it, so it's fresh. Okay.
Before the finale even came out, so before, like, I want to say 2 days, maybe a day before, maybe midweek, I don't know. But before the finale even aired, Angela went on Carlos King.
Yes.
And talked about how said the name Phaedra was the one who did it. And I thought it was odd at the time, because I was like, aren't we supposed to, like, shouldn't she have to wait until the episode comes out to say it?
Big reveal.
Because that's like, that was supposed to be the big moment. But the fact that she then did it, like, and that Carlos was able to post it, like, I would have thought that Bravo would have stepped in and been like, you can't say that. It's a big reveal.
Right.
Which leads me to think that Phaedra didn't do it. And Angela has come up. Did Angela know what Phaedra had been saying about Charles? And like no one knew he was married, and like, did she know that?
So you mean by the time she did the Carlos King, or like filming?
Oh, filming. I mean, in filming time.
I don't think so, because we've never seen at least anybody tell her that. Right? So I have to think she didn't know, because she said that I thought that me and Phaedra were cool, and Phaedra's like, I thought we were cool too. Like, but I mean, like,
because that's where I'm confused.
Yeah.
Like, why would Angela do it? And why would she go for like, that's, believe me, I have the same exact questions everyone else follows up with, like, but what was her motive? Like, they were getting along.
Right.
But here's another theory. It's a little, and this is because I'm going to be, I don't care if this is mean. I'm living in my truth now. And I can say,
not living in your truth. Okay.
I am. Okay. I don't like Shamia.
Oh, okay.
I do not care for her. I think that she is really fake and condescending, and I'm like her performance, I don't care about it. I mean, she put it was production. Like she put some money. It was not low budget.
Child, how long was that? Because she changed outfits.
She changed outfits every time.
Like 7 times. Like, girl, what you?
Every song got a new look.
Come on, Cowboy Carter. Like, damn. Like, what are we doing?
I know. I had so many questions. I'm like, what are they doing while she's changing? While she's doing them? Like, is there like a whole like intermission act? Like, or something?
Right.
I agree. But like, I don't. So I'm even like, did Shamia set up this Marcus guy? I'm looking at Shamia. I'm just feel like blaming her. I don't know.
No, I think we've talked about it before. Shamia gives me a lot of things. Like, I actually think Shamia is best when she's like kind of in the candy lane, where she's offering like funny confessionals, kind of like being the mediator, like go between, like that kind of thing with the people. I don't like when she does this hot and cold thing with everybody, where it's like one day, oh my God, I'm the greatest victim never lived. Portia hates me. I can understand why my friend doesn't love me. I'm just this and that. I'm doing radio interviews. I'm crying. I just cannot understand my friend. And then the next, she's like she's going like the lowest of low, talking about people's plastic surgery and nastiness and this and that. And I'm like, we've gotten a whole season. Like, I don't think Shamia should be fired. I actually think she's a great housewife. I think she'll develop into like the character she wants to be. And she has really funny confessionals. The problem is it's been a whole season and I'm not really still sure who Shamia is.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Like, Rich, amazing. Love that. Let's keep we love the lavishness. But like, are you the mean girl?
Yeah.
If you are, stand in it. Are you the emotional crier every time something happens?
Yes.
Okay, stand in it. It's just I don't know what it felt like. She wanted to play all the parts. She wanted to be Kenya, Nene, Candy, Cynthia,
Shamia,
you're right. Like, she wanted to be everybody, and I'm like, oh, too much dip on your chip. Let's eat that one and try again.
No, that's exactly the energy. I can't put my finger on who she is, what she's about. I don't think she's a bad person.
Right.
But I don't trust her. I don't know what I'm going to get. Even her, I know some of her confessionals are funny, but even some of her confessionals, I'm like, she's doing too much.
She does a lot sometimes.
Yeah. Like, she just goes so over the top. And I feel like even the producer's like, this is exhausting. Like, you don't need to do this much, but okay.
Susan in the comments says Shamia tried to be a villain and a victim, but you can't be both.
Exactly.
Beyonce told us you can't. Whole lot of playing villain and a victim at the same time. You can't do both. You're right.
Yeah.
Renaissance, baby. Renaissance.
Yes. Okay. So then Shamia then confronts Britt because Cynthia told Shamia what Britt told her and Portia. And I again, Cynthia being like innocent. She's like, was I not supposed to do that?
Right.
Was that? They're like, not really. Nope. Not supposed to tell her that. But Shamia's just like condescending. Like, they're going back and forth. And Shamia goes, now I understand why you can't take shots, because you did a shot and got butt naked, and then starts clapping in her face and says, thank you for wearing clothes tonight. I was like, this isn't even good. No. But then Britt responds with, did you see your daughter when you got to Miami? Because you did that whole situation in Grenada and I thought you were going through it. But the second you got to Miami, you were popping shots with Kelly. Now, what are you implying? Because she then says straight up, you were lying about what your daughter was going through. Britt.
Like, huh?
she was on a whole phone call with her husband talking about it. Like, what the fuck are you doing right now?
Okay, in your mind, I feel like this coupled up with those photos weren't really me. I think those two things are why she didn't show up to the reunion. She too scared that the heat was going to be too hot in the kitchen. And after a season of being like this big bad Brit, she actually was a punk and couldn't handle it. And that's what really disappoints me. Truly a punk. Like, you did all of this. Like, I think that comment, though, because, obviously they get the episodes early so they can film the reunion. I think once her and Mike saw that finale, they were like, okay, between not being me in those photos, between that comment about, are you taking care of your daughter, and me throwing out the abortion claims, the kitchen's a little too hot. I don't think I should go. And of course, Mike with his droopy face, he's like, yeah, man, I tried, don't go to me. Like, they're weird, and I hate them both. Ugh.
They are so weird. They are so weird. And then there's like, they force a whole family scene on us but it's like they got married during COVID. So none of the family even really gets to know each other. I'm like, so then this is just for the show? Like, I don't know. Right. She's another one, but none of us understand her. Well, not none of us. Some people make like Brit. No offense,
let me say a hot take real quick, because I feel like this give me. I try not to say it too often. I feel like it'll get me in trouble. I actually think that had Brit like pulled in some, I think she could have developed to be a great housewife. Like her first season was rough as hell, and we're all ready to get rid of her ass, especially when she don't show up to the reunion. Had she come to the reunion and like doubled down on being just a true asshole, and then like come back next season when they added Kenya back and like actually stayed there to like go toe to toe with Kenya, I think she could have developed like not somebody that we like necessarily rooting for, but someone that could have like been a great fixture on this show for a couple of years. But I think she just made way too many fumbles, and it's like, okay, get the hell out of our face now.
Yeah, if not showing up to the reunion, I mean,
kiss of death.
You're done. You're done. We'll never forgive you for that.
Bye.
Your first season, we'll never forgive you for that. Never.
And Adrienne Maloof's last act as a housewife,
right,
was not coming to the reunion.
Right. There's a real weird scene with Ralph and Drew.
Yeah.
Okay. It is so confused. First, he has to call to ask if he can come upstairs. Oh my gosh. My cat Penny, I forgot to give her treats before I started, and she has just been moving closer, and she might knock the camera over. Just so
she's like, bitch.
She's like, what the fuck? It is 11. Okay, we do it at 9 usually. All right. So he comes upstairs, and they have this conversation, and she's like, I would never try to take your kids away because the kids need their dad. So even though like the court says you can't, it was just a really odd interaction.
Yeah.
From her and from him, but he's always weird. But from her, I'm like, what's the energy?
Right. It felt like because the kids weren't there, they both were like, well, maybe we can do this scene real quick, child, and it'll be something they throw in one of the episodes. It felt like they both thought about that. Yeah,
exactly. It felt very like, for the cameras, let's do this.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was weird. Well, Drew is like always up in the mix when people are doing some wild stuff. So remember with Kenya, how she seemed like she was right up next to Kenya and those poster boards and stayed afterwards and seemed not shocked at all about it. Well, now she like facilitates Marcus for Angela. It's weird. Okay, so literally right after the ceremony where they're raising money and they're talking about this charity, Angela, here's my theory at least. Maybe this Marcus guy is just there to frame Phaedra and Angela really is just believing it. I don't understand, but I swear she had a monologue prepared.
Yes.
Moment.
Yes.
But Charles did not know that she had a monologue.
Yes. She's like, damn it.
So it was supposed to go first to Kelly. Kelly, I thought you did it. And she was like, what? Well, but then I thought maybe Britt. And then Britt's like, no. And then she was supposed to go, Marcus, come out and tell these people it's Phaedra. But Charles sees Marcus and just thinks, oh, this is that guy.
Yep.
And so he starts kicking him out. And the way she's like, trust me.
Right.
Trust me.
It was all so bad.
And she's like, and she's right there. He's like, yo, you got to go. And she's like, no, tell him who told you, who sent you.
It's so funny because like, I feel like that guy, he was like, okay, I told you I would come, but like you didn't tell me I was gonna get my ass whooped at any point. So like I don't need to be here, ma'am. I'm gonna leave, okay?
Like it was just so bizarre. Okay, so but then finally Charles leaves. Charles is like, I am demiking. I am leaving this building. Like I am officially done filming for today. So Angela's like, okay, now we got it. So she sits Marcus down, and Marcus says, well, Phaedra is the godfather of Atlanta.
Don Faleon.
The only reason this doesn't feel like a plan, like I'm not against it being Phaedra. I don't like it could be. I don't like
right.
I'm not opposed to that at all. We've seen what Phaedra will do. I'm not like that could happen for sure. It just feels like a very sloppy plan.
Right.
Because he says that at a mall, it sounds like they met at a mall and she gave him an envelope with information.
Like
something about
Auntie Annie. Right.
And I don't know. The reason I thought maybe it was Shamia is because then they cut to Shamia's confessional and she does this stupid popcorn bit where she's like going so over the top. And I'm like, I don't know why I feel like you did
it. And listen, Black people, we all got a cousin named Junebug, okay? And one thing you don't do is trust his ass with information or money. So this story already fell apart for me. I'm like, ain't nobody trust nobody named damn Junebug.
Yeah, she's like, who is Junebug? Who is Junebug, Phaedra? Like, it just feels, because then this is when I was like, did Angela set this up? Because she's like, is it the ring? Is it the ring? And Phaedra's like, what ring? A marriage. You want one?
Jesus.
I was like, oh, no, this is like, it just went so off the rails.
Like, we got to rail it in, Angela. Come on, we got to rail it in. I know Charles derailed you, but let's gather this up.
She's fully in the performance though. She's like, I know the level you play at and I trusted you and I liked you. And she says, I had to write this down. She says, in The Godfather, it says, be wary of the person who brings you the information. Phaedra, you gave me everything.
So dramatic. Oh my God.
So now she's saying Phaedra called her and told her who the Marcus guy was when she just said at the Vault event that she did her own research and found out who he was. Like, I don't know. But then Phaedra does have it on the ready that she says, you're researching, but you failed to tell us that you're in foreclosure. I'm like, okay, so you are prepared with something.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So,
which we know. I mean, and honestly, if y'all are smart after over a decade on reality TV, you better always have something prepared. So I think that's a her knowing how this stuff was going to play out at some point. It is weird though, that she was only back for like 2 weeks at this point. And you already digging up information. So that's weird. I'll give you that. But I don't know. This was all a mess. Mess.
Yes. And then Angela's like, her monologue, she had it memorized. She's like, one failed friendship group to the other. And now you're doing the same thing you did with the old one. Then she says, do you let your kids visit their father?
Child. What you know that
because you're a horrible person. I'm like, now it just doesn't feel like Phaedra did this
to me either. I'm not sold at all.
It just doesn't feel like it.
And you saw, and plus that didn't land either about the do your kids like visit their, like we've watched Married to Medicine, like obviously she does, like we know that for a fact, like she does.
Yeah.
But did you see like this? Was it earlier this week? I feel like the Marcus guy came out and he was like, I lied. It wasn't Phaedra.
Oh,
but yeah. But now I'm like, okay, he's clearly, it's either Phaedra got to him, or two, which I believe more so. I believe that he's just somebody looking for attention.
Yeah, like he's like, I found my in. I remember Marcus coming, like he was just like he's like a rogue operative, like no one even paid him.
Wait a minute. Lexi in the comments, she says, also saw him on Married to Medicine years ago, claiming that someone's husband was gay. Is that the guy I was just talking about?
Was that the guy that you were? Oh my God. Is that literally the same person?
It might be. Now that's a mess. I need to go back and watch that episode because it might be. Okay, I'm going to go back. I'm going to check that out.
That is our homework.
Mm-hmm.
If that is the same person.
That's so Lexi, we literally just talked about this at the beginning of the Atlanta section. Like that's crazy.
The production probably know. What if production like brought him on?
he might be a producer for all we know.
We need
For all we know, that man might be a producer on the show.
Okay. Well, that would be amazing. So then maybe like no one hired Marcus, but he came in just to be like, Phaedra did it.
Right. Followed her. He's like, you don't quit Married to Medicine, then come over here. He probably followed her from Quad all the way down to her side of Atlanta.
What is happening?
We got some research to do. We got to figure this out.
You
Everybody
guys,
go watch that episode.
What if it's the same? Oh my God. If it's the same guy that is production did it. My face hurts from smiling.
Funny.
This is so funny.
That's a mess. That's a mess.
That I can believe that now that that's a possibility.
Because there are, if y'all watch the reality show, y'all know there are certain people that will pop up on different shows, keeping up mess. Because I forgot, I wonder if it's the same guy. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but there was a guy that was on Basketball Wives who started this whole thing between Brandon and Malaysia. But then everyone was like, wait a minute, that's the guy that was on, and he was on another, like, I think a Bravo show, keeping up mess too. And I can't remember his name, but now I got a lot of homework. I'm thinking of,
remember Drew had an assistant for 5 seconds?
Yeah, it was him.
And
yeah.
When Candy comes in, he's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's your outfit. Like, he was just so extra. And Candy was like, she knew him or something. Like, that's that guy. That's who I'm thinking that you're referencing.
I think it is. Hold on. Drew Sidora assistant. What was that guy's name?
Because there's no way then the production, like,
Anthony.
Anthony.
That was Anthony. Yep. That's right.
So they know these people. Production's like, Marcus, we should pull Marcus in. He'd be happy to say some shit, right? That's gotta be it.
I bet. Listen, when you do these shows for so long, he probably out there in Atlanta making contacts. He like, wait a minute, you want a day rate check? I got you. You need $250.
Yep.
I got you. Show up to this event.
Literally.
At this time, Phaedra go be there. You get to meet her.
Exactly. That's
and you get to set her up.
All right. Well, now I'm glad, Lexi. Thank you for that information. Okay. Ask me why I really thought that Brit's like finale card, you know how they put up the information. Why did I think it was going to say Brit is currently suing Bravo and NBC?
I thought for some reason it was going to say something about her not coming to the reunion. I'm like, why would it say that? Right. I'm like, why would it say that? But I did too. No, same page.
But they just had to like throw something up there because it's always like silly what they put there anyway. They're like, she's coming out with bare naked, whatever. I'm like, oh, they were like, we don't want to write anything nice.
The one clip I saw of the finale before I finally got a chance to watch it was of Portia's, and when they put hers up, I think I was in the airport and I audibly cackled, and I shouldn't have laughed as hard as I did, but that was I'm sorry, that was objectively funny when they put up the one about
what was hers? I don't even remember what it was.
Oh my God, it was because it was her and her mom in her house. She's finally filming in her home. She's so happy and all this kind of stuff. And it went from saying Portia and Simon's house to just Portia's house.
Portia's house. That's what that was.
And then it popped up and it was like Simon was detained. Was detained earlier in like February 2025. ... And then it said, so the divorce has been put on ice. I.C.E. I was like, ooh. I was like, oh, that's Bravo. That's messy even for you, but that felt like they were getting their lick back for all the mess that Simon caused production this season. They were like, oh, I can't wait to type this out. I can't wait to type this up.
Oh, because he gave them hell. Like they had a nightmare time with him.
Yes.
And they're like, and now what? Now you've got to pay Portia all the money, and she can film, and it's her house, and go fuck yourself. Okay.
On to the high.
All right. Well, reunion tonight. I'm very
okay. Don't make me lie. Y'all know I get on here and lie in a minute. I think maybe because it's 4th of July weekend, I think the reunion starts next week.
Oh, you might be right.
Can somebody? No, let me check because I get up and lie in a minute. Hold on.
Now I'm like, hold on, let me go.
Because last time I said something like that, and everybody comments was like, bitch, no. I was like, oop, my bad.
You're like, I'm not sure that's actually true.
Right.
Hold on. Today is Sunday. Let's see. You might be correct. Yes.
Yep, starting on July 13th.
You are correct. Thank you for that.
Look at me. Okay, I got some right. Okay.
You got it there.
Man, okay.
So
we got a week off. We can focus on Love Island and Gilded Age. So there we go.
I was gonna say now we have Gilded Age to talk about, though.
See how I did that segue?
I loved it. I just freaking loved it. Okay, I hope you people who come and join us for these lives have watched Gilded Age, because it's so good. It's so fantastic. Okay, here's what we have going on.
Yes.
Daddy Russell is out west looking at mines to buy up so he can build some big ass railroad. Oscar is being kind of a pouty little baby with no money and
asking, on my damn nerves.
Getting on my damn nerves. Like, just like do something, sir. Ada and the whole temperance movement is happening. I don't like that storyline for Ada. I don't want her to be doing that. I want Ada to continue to be awesome because I love Ada and I think that the character is just so fabulous. I'm like, don't make her suck.
Yeah, and I wish it would have like solely like it feels like that's her main thing when I think her main thing should be this like shifting power dynamic between her and her sister. Like that feels way more interesting. Like that you've gone your whole life not being the rich one and now suddenly Agnes is broke and now you got all the money. Like no, let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that. That's what we can focus on. That's plenty to do. But having to add this temperance thing, I'm like, I don't want Ada to be this person.
Right.
Marion and Larry are in secret because she cannot have another scandal.
Right.
She cannot have another scandal. But speaking of scandal, Aurora's husband has fallen in love with someone else, and this fucker comes home when they're supposed to be going to the opera, and he just lets her know, I've met someone, and he is heartless about it.
Oof.
Heartless.
Oof.
He's like, what? I want a divorce. I can't do it because there's all sorts of weird laws about like divorcing back then. And like, it has to be like, you have to file it because whatever it is. And it's just, she's like, were we not happy? He's like, don't make me be mean.
Yeesh.
God.
Yeesh.
Goodness gracious, sir. All right, we'll get more into that in a second. Miss Scott is sick. And the racist doctor wouldn't treat her.
Yep.
We'll
That's
talk
okay.
about that.
She got a better looking one and younger.
Exactly. We'll talk about that in just a sec. They're doing some really cool stuff with the Scotts and Agnes.
Yeah.
I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking this merging of I'm loving it. I'm loving the dynamics here that we're getting into. But let's talk about our queen, Bertha.
Yes.
Oh, now she's determined to marry Gladys to the Duke.
Yes.
But you see, Gladys is in love with Billy. What they do really well on this show is cast love interests that aren't meant to be forever. So, for example, Mr. Rakes, the one that Marion was really into, who was the lawyer, who was very much like we all could tell he was a playboy. We all could tell, like from an audience standpoint, and he was like kind of attractive enough, but not too like they do a good job of casting it. Then when Larry is sleeping with that older woman. She was perfectly cast too, because I was kind of like, I don't like her and I'm not supposed to like her. And so this Billy guy, I'm like, if I'm, he just immediately, I'm like,
he's a nobody.
He's a nobody. He's a nobody. And then when Gladys runs away in the middle of the night.
Yes.
The next episode 2, Bertha comes and snatches Gladys up like it's easy, which really begs the question, like, what was the plan here?
Right.
What was the plan? So I'm like, I can tell I don't like Billy. So again, I'm like, this is good. They do a good job of like not making me like sad and knowing when to be committed to someone. That's how it feels, at least. It feels like it's very intentional.
It's weird because it felt like their whole plan was to like lure her there so that like the mom could have a conversation with her. But if that's the case, mama need a backbone because she got ran the hell over as soon as Bertha walked in the door. Like, I don't know what you thought your plan was, but it didn't go the way it didn't give what you thought it was going to give.
And like running away back then, like there were no phones, there wasn't, so you ran away and like waited for a note or a letter to get there.
Exactly.
And your footman brought it.
Y'all could have easily like run to Philadelphia or something. Yeah. Like you could have thought about this a little more.
Yeah, except you just go to his house and he's like, "Oh my God, your mom's gonna be so mad."
Right. Right.
Billy, get it together. But Mrs. Carlton, Billy's mom, tries to boss up on Bertha and say something about how her grandfather signed the Declaration of Independence. And Bertha's like, "That's so cute. I don't fucking care."
Like, ooh, okay.
Like, oh, okay.
Like, I've seen the future. Who gives a damn? Okay.
Yeah, thanks. Whatever.
I'm just saying.
But then, okay, Peggy's parents come with a hot black doctor. My God. My word. And I just love the very layered dynamic between the Scotts and Agnes. And Audra McDonald, I cannot express enough how amazing she is. It's just like I
almost got to see Gypsy while I was up in New York. You know, I always take in a couple shows, but the performance I was going to go to, it was her understudy. I was like, oh, it's okay though. I still got to see a lot of great shows, but man, I want to see Audra and Gypsy.
Oh yeah, because she's getting all the accolades for that. But she's so especially this scene with Kristen Baranski, like you see these like powerhouse actresses that are from the theater, very much from the theater, and like, oh, I just love what they're doing. And you see how Mr. Scott is like, I'm not here for this white lady who thinks she likes black people, okay? Because
right,
it's such. I think this is what's so crazy about this show and this time period is like, you really get to see how a lot of this stuff really was built and developed. And we have been, racist and terrible forever. But like to think about what slaves were then freed and then allowed to go live a life after having been like, it is the craziest reality for these people. Like it's a really cool thing to be capturing on a show because it's like, you don't just get over that.
Right. They're building up their own areas. They're doing all this. That's why he can't understand why she wouldn't want to work like amongst her community when they're like trying to like thrive and do all this stuff. Instead, she want to go work for this like random white woman. He has no idea who she is. He's like, there's no way she possibly treats you well with respect. So he's already like coming in like red flags ablaze. He's like, I don't like none of this. I don't like none of this.
And it's cool because it's exposing Agnes's character because she's like, I've never been that way. It's never been, my nature. It's like, but this is how it's been for them. And you can't be like, what?
Right. And what's crazy is you would think that like, we of course would never think that about Ada. Ada gives us like, oh no, I'm always down with the cause. But you would almost think that like at one point Agnes was like the asshole that would not allow black people to work for her or like whatever it was. But even she's like, oh no, that wasn't me. But if I was her daddy, I'd be like, oh, it ain't. Oh, it's not.
That's the thing. Like Agnes, that's a perfect way to like balance Agnes's character because Agnes can be such a cruel bitch, but but the fact that she's not a racist is like okay,
right.
All right,
we gotta win. Okay,
we gotta win. Because Agnes is like my favorite. I love her. She's always she's reading everybody down left and right.
That's my Christine Baranski is my girl. Like anything she does. I will watch. Like she plays assholes so well. I love it.
Oh, she's so good at it.
Let me ask you, who's behind you right now? Is that Penny? Is she still like? Who is it? Penny?
That's Penny. Yeah.
Hi, Penny. Uh-oh.
Okay. She's like, let's do it.
She's like, I ain't forget.
She's like, I am waiting for. She just keeps, and she's just sitting. I've almost taken a picture of her a few times, but she's just sitting right in front of the little cabinet.
No, she was doing a dramatic pose behind you. I was like, oh, she wants those snacks, baby.
She is pissed. She got addicted to treats so fast.
My socks is the exact same way. So like I keep them in this big, like my coworker gave me this big like dog jar. It's like porcelain. It's like so nice.
Ooh, I love
it.
So
she gave that to me where I keep all her treats in. So the moment I walk through the house, she greets me at the door, but then she runs to that jar and like gets a bunch. She's like, you know what I want. You know what time it is. She's like, you know what you know I want something. I'm like, okay, good God. And my mom, of course, being here, she gives her like 3 back to back. I'm like, stop that. No, don't do that.
Oh no. And so now she's like, oh God. Because Socks knows exactly what she's doing.
Oh yeah.
The time. Something I love about the house staff on Gilded Age. I love Mrs. Bauer and Bannister are not here for Mrs. Armstrong's racist ass.
Right.
They're done with it, and they're letting her know, I am done hearing you talk.
Yep.
She's like, are you gonna let her talk to me like that? I am. Because we're done.
We're over it.
We're so done with that shit.
Get out of here. And the fact that Peggy like still finds it in her to be nice to her, I'm always like,
I know. Peggy don't offer to help her with the sewing, with her, make her do her own sewing. The dumb, stupid lady.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, no, she's
Wait a minute. Jen Tree in the comments said, I bet Patty LaPone hates the Gilded. I love that comment. That just cracked me up. She's probably review bombing as we speak. She's like, I hate this show. This is so stupid.
I have to get Penny her treats because she's not going away.
There you go.
Here we go.
Hey, Pin.
She's Louise. She was like going crazy. What was I going to say? Oh, Daddy Russell. Okay, so Daddy Russell comes home to all the mess with Gladys and the Duke and Billy. He does not know all of the things Bertha has been up to, which is really funny.
Which is a lot too.
Which is a lot. First, Daddy has a meeting with the JP Morgan.
Crazy.
Now, see, this is also, again, it's like I shouldn't be treating this as like history because I should actually just read history books. But
nah,
George has just saved the Metropolitan Bank from going under, which saved JP Morgan from losing a fortune. So he's in George's debt, and he agrees to invest in this railroad that George wants to build. And it just like it's really setting up that money has been like that has been the mover of politics.
Yeah.
For a long time, for the way this whole country, like if you had money, you could make laws happen.
That's all that mattered.
Right. And so, and they also like monopolize it. I mean, it's different back then. There was like nothing. And now to monopolize what we have is crazy. But yeah, like it's very eye opening.
You almost can't like when they're writing the script and filming it, you almost can't predict how timely stuff will be sometimes. Cause like we're literally watching like money rule everything right now too. And we're seeing it on it's art imitating life.
The parallels are very informative. Like when they did last season, when they did the labor strike, they were trying to get 8 hours. And when they talked about the deal that they end up making, they were like, well, but you're not going to be treating the immigrants well. You're not going to be treating like I can't remember women. I don't know something, but it was like, oh, so we've all, which I just think it's crazy at any point in this time in history that anyone's treating immigrants different. I'm like,
right.
America is brand new.
Right. Right.
How is it like, how are you already flexing? Like, well, I was born here. It's like, okay, there's all 12 of you. Come on.
Oh, exactly. Like this shit was just formed 7 days ago. Like calm down.
Like the fact that they still didn't have that concept that like, it's nuts to me that we've just been dealing with this for that long.
Right.
Okay. Larry and Jack, the clock guy. We've got an interesting dynamic going on here.
Yes.
So
I do not trust Larry, by the way. In this
and now
situation.
I'm very mad about that. I don't trust Larry either, but I have been. I've liked Larry. I'm like, don't you make me not like Larry?
Right.
But what is that? I can't tell if they're just merely showing the growing pains for someone like Jack, who like what would it be like for someone who's a footman or whatever to like then become a inventor that is hobnobbing with big people. Like maybe that's all they're showing us, and that Larry's also learning. But if they're about to make me not like Larry,
because
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Because obviously none of us buy Larry as like this, ingenue businessman at all. And so I think it feels like his role is like Jack is like, okay, I've invented this. I know how it works. I've done all this kind of legwork. And Larry's like, oh, don't worry. I'm the behind the scenes man. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it in front of the right people. We'll get invested. We're going to make this nationwide. It's going to be amazing. But to me, it feels like it's heading down the road of a deal. At some point, it's going to need to be struck. Yes. And instead of both, Jack will probably get a ton of money, but I think Larry's going to do something to where it's like,
oh no,
I know it's going to be something where it's like, oh, well, complete ownership goes over to them now.
No,
like you've gotten your money, but it's like, it's their thing now. It's something crazy. I don't know. I just feel like Jack is being, cause like, I don't know. The show does allow like power shifts. So maybe we will see Jack become, cause we got a little glimpse. That scene where they were like having their little meeting and the guy comes in to like serve them
coffee.
Tea. Right. And they all had like a big issue with Jack accepting coffee like in that moment or whatever. And it was like, ooh. So I feel like they're hinting at like power dynamics are going to shift at some point, but I don't know if it's going to be in Jack's best interest. I don't know.
No, I would be so weirded out if Larry did like kind of take credit or whatever for it, because last season he is the one who was so pissed off that they wouldn't be honest about how a woman built the Brooklyn Bridge.
Right.
And he like announced, he like doesn't give a fuck. He's like, that's right, a woman, guys, a woman. But this is before social media, right? No phones, nothing. So it's like he said this in a room full of people and they're like, that's cool, but no one's going to talk about that beyond here.
Right.
Like that's what happened.
We'll make sure you forget.
Yeah, but like the history books aren't going to put my name on anything. So it just seems very out of character if that's what he's trying to do now. That's sort of the only reason I'm like, that doesn't make sense from what we've already learned from this character.
And I don't even know if it's going to be like a malicious like intent kind of thing. I just think Larry might not be the smartest. And so I think he's going to think in his mind he needs to agree to something that isn't going to work out the best for them. I hope I'm wrong because I want Jack to come up and like become this like, future. Well, he won't become a Daddy Russell, but he'll become.
Yeah, I want to imagine Jack in like a lab coat, like inventing more stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like he's licensing deals and
like
stuff.
he's off to be like, I'm gonna go be an inventor now. Like he goes and is an inventor all day long, and like that's what he does with other inventors. I'm like, cool, that's what I want for Jack as well. Yeah,
right, exactly.
Now see, here's the difference with the way Daddy Russell parents and the way Bertha parents.
Yes,
you see, Daddy Russell knows how to talk to Gladys about her love dilemma. He's smooth. He is, but that man really is smooth though. Like that man, he I'm not really a beard person, like a big beard like that, but on him, I want to nibble
He's
on it.
Silent whip cracker.
Yes. Oh, I love it. But he does this good. He kind of plants a little seed of curiosity for the Duke in Gladys by not being like, he's like, look, I don't know, maybe he's not so bad. But he says, I will hear Billy's arguments. And so she can be like, okay, Dad's on my side. He will hear Billy's arguments.
Yep.
Aurora has to host an event that she couldn't cancel. So she has to pretend her husband is sick. But this event is very like reality TV. So many side stories unfold at this event.
Right.
Pouty ass Oscar sees his good friend John Adams, and I don't understand. Is John Adams is like, I'm going to give you money to invest, and when I talk about it, others will follow. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
Right.
And then he says, I would do anything for you. Just say that you'll double my money. I'm like, oh, I'm already worried.
We don't
Oscar is not capable. Oscar,
no,
I don't trust him with your investment at all.
No, Oscar don't keep him away. Little pouty ass.
You can just give him the money. Give your little boy choice some money. That's what you need to do. Give John, because that's all Oscar is good for.
Exactly.
Okay, Oscar is a passenger princess.
Exactly.
All right.
Let him hold the bag. That's it.
But okay, Mrs. Carlton, Billy's mom, tries to talk to Bertha and see if they can wipe the slate clean.
True.
And and she goes, and don't worry, Billy will speak to your husband properly this time. And Bertha goes, I don't know how many times I need to tell you this, Mrs. Carlton, but Gladys will not marry your son. Mrs. Carlton goes, isn't it out of our hands? And Bertha goes, let me speak clearly. If you keep this up, Mr. Russell will make sure that Billy never gets another job, and we will disinherit Gladys.
Oof. Because she sees through it. Even though the mother is trying to be like, I want them to be able to marry for love. They clearly love each other. Bertha's like, look, I know we the richest people in town. I know what's going on. Y'all trying to get an easy come up off of us, and it's not gonna happen. I'm two sides to this because I'm like, oh, I do want Gladys to have a little love connection, but also not with Billy.
Billy is just such a little bitch. She can't even talk to George.
Right.
This man runs out with his mom in the carriage, and she's like, good riddance. She goes, what a ghastly gathering, as they drive away. What a ghastly gathering. But mess, Aurora's husband shows up. Aurora's been telling everyone he's sick. Well, this man shows up with his mistress.
Oof.
To the party.
Woof.
Mrs. Astor has a field day with this. A field day with this.
Ooh.
Oh, and Charles is like, Agnes, can't you persuade Aurora, Aunt Agnes? And she says, I am not your Aunt Agnes anymore.
Ooh.
That was, she delivered that line so well. I was like, yeah, you shut up.
Because we don't mess with them. We don't.
But what a move.
Right.
What a move to do that. He's like, if you don't want to give me a divorce, I will embarrass the fuck out of you.
Wow.
What the hell did she do?
Exactly.
Like, why do you hate her so much?
What kind of golden panties did this new woman have on? Like, what's happening?
Please. Okay, so then there's the big dinner. The Duke is now here. Billy comes to the side door to basically say, I can't do it. Like, your parents are,
we know, punk,
powerful. Like, bye. So she's in tears. Well, the Duke arrives with a lawyer. Bertha's like, nope, don't talk about that. No, he doesn't know. Shh. Lawyer for fun. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he represented Diddy. Like, no, it's okay. We just gotta talk about some things.
Daddy Russell's like, what's going on? And he is not happy with Bertha's surprise. But when he goes, but I'll take care of it. I was like, oh, yes, he will. Oh, God. Ooh. Yes, that man will. He will take care of it. That man, he's smooth. I can't handle him.
I'm wondering, okay, I want your prediction. Do you think, even if it's not this season, do you think Bertha and Russell, like Bertha and George, be able to stay like married? Because I wonder, with such two strong power dynamics, both in like wanting to be in the driver's seat, do you think it'll crash out at any point?
I think they are amazing.
I know, me too. Like, but I'm wondering, like, their temperaments together, because I feel like she's kind of, in his mind, she might end up being like overstepping and making a lot of decisions where, because when she said that line about, well, I mean, I don't come to the bank and, making decisions there. Why are you trying to make decisions about the children? It was like, oh, I don't, okay.
Yeah, we've never seen them this, like, at odds.
Exactly.
We've never seen them like, but what I kind of love about it is like the scenes that we're getting from them is like their power is going up against each other now. You know, like the chemistry that those two have is wonderful. Like they are the sexiest couple to me. But now we're really seeing him like having to either stand up to her or do whatever. But I can't imagine they're not like end game perfection.
I'm hoping.
I can't imagine, like, I just can't. That would be crazy if they didn't end up they're just powerful together.
Because I'm wondering, like, I was fully team, like, okay, they'll figure all this out. But once like the Duke and his lawyers are there, I'm like, ooh, wait a minute now, because now y'all making like big decisions without this man. Like, I don't know what's going on, but even as much as we love us some George Russell, powerful men do not like to be cut out of stuff. So I don't know. Don't play this wrong, Bertha. Okay, don't play it wrong. We need this to let's rein it in a bit. Rein it in.
Yeah, like, because you can't, we're not like going to be cool with her marrying the Duke or marrying her daughter to the Duke without her approval.
Right.
So like, there's no way. And that's like why him there is a good balance. Cause it's like, he's going to fix it. Right. Daddy, fix it.
Right. We'll see. In a mere few hours, we'll see.
You said that. You said that sensually. That was okay. That's so funny. I gave Penny her treats and she's gone. She ate them. She's like, "Thank you, bitch. That's all I wanted."
Right. She's like, "I have no use
She's
anymore."
been here literally the whole time I've been recording, and she's just been gradually getting more and more pissed off. So
that's so funny.
Anyways, all right. Well, that was a long one. Sorry about that. Thanks, guys. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for being here, Kendrick. Nice to have you back.
Thank you.
We love you guys so much. My thing won't open, and we mean it. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Bye. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show.
And make sure you're subscribed to and following the I Cannot with Kendrick Tucker podcast and with Kendrick Tucker on Instagram and Threads.
She's Speaking with Emily Hanks is available everywhere you get your podcasts, on YouTube, and also exclusive bonus content is available on the Patreon. If you want to support our shows, please rate and review on whatever platform you listen, or you can buy us a coffee. Links for everything will be in the description.
Love you all. See you next Sunday.